Hello. I've been trying to get to this all day. I actually made one earlier that just disappeared. So I'm starting again. And what I wanted to talk about was uh, how a lot of some of the people I talk to they see me as a newly awakened, and really I'm not. Um, I think I didn't fully come aware and fully awaken until 2020 because it's gonna sound funny, but I don't think wasn't that me wasn't ready for it. I don't think the world was ready for me yet. I mean, honestly, um, because I think they knew that I was gonna go gung ho on it, and you know it wasn't time yet. So had to keep putting roadblocks in the way, giving me little clues here and there, starting the process, but didn't actually fully awaken until the beginning of 2020. When I, almost like all the star scene stuff. I mean, apparently it's been around for a long time, but it's almost like it was hidden from me up until it was time for me to have it, which is really interesting because I wondered how I'd never heard of any of that, and I did lots of research when I first started, to awaken. So I thought that was really odd. I didn't know if it just now came up or what, but I would say that is probably a good theory on that one. So, after I lost my husband, it was October 15th, 2013. Um, it definitely changed me. Uh, I had some PTSD hypnosis therapy, one session done on me, and I'm pretty sure that I opened something, started opening something in my mind, um, and it wasn't long after that. It was in December of 2013 that I first got my look into the shadow realm. Um, and I was sitting in my car smoking a cigarette before I went into work, and one of my coworkers walked by, and only way I can describe it, and this is what it's always been to me, was an octopus spider sitting on her head, and it had a long I don't know why I thought spider, but anyway, it had a long body, let's see, long slender body on her head, and it was like sitting on her head, and these tentacles draped over her almost all the way to the ground. It was huge. And I thought, well, that was weird. I just thought I was seeing things, and of course, kind of stayed with me, like seeing that thing. It was creepy. And then a couple weeks later, it was Christmas, and we went on our Christmas break. And when I came back, I found out that that coworker had checked herself into a hotel room on Christmas Eve and hung herself. And I just knew that thing was feeding off of her, and sucked her dry until there was nothing left, and she checked out. There was nothing left of her here, and I don't know. It was just weird seeing it, knowing what happened to her. I mean, it kind of messed me up, really. Um, but after that, I saw some more things. Let's see, in April of 2014, my aunt, because I was having a hard time, flew me and my daughter and my mom down to Arizona in April. And man, it was beautiful. And while I was there, I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to move here. And I went looking. There seemed like there was plenty of work. And so I had decided I was going to go back home, and I was moving to Arizona. Which I did. I gave my job 2 weeks notice. I've been there a long time, on and off, since I was 20, and I had been there 8 years in a row. I was getting ready to have, a couple years away from my three weeks vacation, and I was getting paid really good. But I'd met my husband there, and I don't know. It just, something was telling me it was time to start my travel, start my journey. And a week into the 2 week notice, I wrecked my car. The doctor had put me on clozapine, just to help me keep calm. And normally I'd only would take a half if I was to take one at work, but that day was particularly bad, and I took a whole one. And on my way home, I guess I nodded at the wheel for just a second, but I wrecked into a semi. Pretty gnarly wreck, and I was fine. Peeled my car back like a tin can, but I lost my ride. My house had been broken into twice. The first time we got everything back because it was the neighbors. The second time they got everything. My computer that had all my pictures of my dead husband and my daughter as a baby on it. Just all my jewelry, everything gone. And me and my sister were. She who lived next door, were not getting along at all because I know who broke into my house. It was her boyfriend's brother, and I got no support from her. Matter of fact, she freaking hated me for it, and I could back up why it was. I know it was him. I think she might have even knew it was him and might have even been a part of it. That's just been our relationship. So, I was ready to get out of there. And since I had wrecked my car, my aunt had got 2 plane tickets. So me and my daughter were just going to fly out there and stay with her until I got a place and a job and all that. But I came into some money. And so I got a car. And the day we were our flight was, I packed our stuff into the car and I left. I didn't say anything to anybody. I left my mom a note. Love you. I'm sorry. I'm setting off. I wanted to drive. I knew I had to. I had to do that pilgrimage, that journey, And I think I have an idea why now, but it's part of my path. And we headed out. Me, my daughter, and a friend that I made, because I didn't know how to be alone. And he was a bouncer, and he was next door, and he I don't know, came with me. And let's see, we went pretty good up until Texas. And I took a wrong exit somewhere because I was driving by Atlas. I wasn't using GPS. And before I realized it, we were 8 hours into the bottom of Texas, or into southern Texas. And I got to looking at it, and I was like, well, wow, what do you know about that? And so I decided I was going to make a pit stop to Roswell, New Mexico. And we had to drive across the bottom of Texas, back up north, because there's only one way to get into Roswell. There's like one road that goes into it. And it was pretty far north, a couple hours, I would say, probably north of, how far south I was in Texas. But I did it. We drove up there and, lower Texas, southern Texas. We were driving, we ended up taking like a state road or something, some parts, and I had never seen so many stars. I mean, the sky was just full of them. They were just full of them. I'd never seen anything like it. And I was just amazed. And so let's see, we drove into New Mexico, which that part of New Mexico, there is nothing but barren desert, and those oil things that they always reminded me of like a hammer or something. I don't know, they're kind of weird looking, but barren. And then Roswell isn't what you might think. It's really small. And we went to the museum and ate at the McDonald's. Looks like a spaceship, and they had all these alien statues all around. And so we checked that out, and I'll never forget it. It stayed with me, how, especially since how it all came about. And then from there, we drove into White Sands, New Mexico. And I didn't really know too much about it, but man, I didn't know about energy and stuff, but that place puts off an energy. I can't even explain it. It was like being in the Twilight Zone almost. It just was weird. I just remember driving through there like, I don't know, it was just this feeling in me. I really can't even explain what the feeling was. It was just, I don't know, it was just weird. And I remember there's this mountain you drive up and over, and that's where the silos are. And I remember I was scared. I was scared going up into that mountain. It felt like I was going up high or something. It's just an odd feeling. But that whole way through White Sands, which I recommend more going there than Roswell. If you can tap into energies and stuff, that's where the energy is. Maybe that's where they really took the beings that they found in New Mexico. I don't know. But White Sands, New Mexico has something about it. And so once we got up over, that hill and back down, and we were in some other little town outside of there, and we stopped at a gas station to get something to eat. And this lady, man, she comes up to us and she's like, yeah, I'm just now, I came here for a visit in 20 years. And after 20 years, I'm finally getting out of here. She said, grab your family and get through here. She said, because New Mexico will grab you and keep you. Oh, that was a weird, that was just another weird thing that happened. And so, that's what we did. We grabbed our food and we kept rolling. And, that trip had taken us, all around New Mexico, really. So I headed south in New Mexico to kind of like along the border and of Mexico. And let's see, when we got close to Arizona, we had to go through a checkpoint because we were so close to the border. So we ended up coming up south into Tucson. And I wanted to stop there because that's where my stepbrother lived, but I couldn't find him. So we camped out there for a little bit and then headed on. And it's like somewhere, I don't know, I thought that was in the day, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know, because I feel like from there, maybe it was before, I don't know, but I was in Arizona and driving on the mountains, and it was like mountains, and driving at night, and it was just like right there on the edge was just stars. It was like I was driving through the sky, and there was just stars everywhere. It was I'll never forget it. I've never seen nothing like it, and it was almost kind of scary, but yet it wasn't. It was just like, whoa. Yeah, whoa. So that was that trip. And then we made it into Phoenix, and got a hotel room and started trying to find a place. And within a few days I had a place, and I don't know, within a week or so, and with my aunt's help, we had the place furnished, and because we came with our clothes, a few keepsakes I had of my husband and that I had left anyway of him, and started living there. Got a job at UPS, and the guy I came with, that didn't work out, so he ended up leaving, and it was just me and my daughter. And I definitely was starting. I was awakening. That's what I was gonna say. I remember on that trip down, we had stopped in Oklahoma, and it was the middle of the night, and it was like one of them big warehouses where they keep the souvenirs and all that kind of stuff. And there was like semis parked in the parking lot. Well, it's kind of bright, and I just didn't really want to be around the semis, but there was a gas station across the street that was closed. So we went over there and parked kind of backed in, and then was facing the parking lot of the souvenir place. And I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, what the heck? And I see this man chained to the light, and he's dancing around it. And he's dancing around it and giggling, and it was just this insane presence about him. He was enjoying being chained to that thing, and he was, I don't know, almost like putting on a show for us or something. I don't know, but the guy I was with, he saw it too, and it was crazy. And I just got this really creepy, overwhelming feeling, and we left. I said, I can't stay here. I don't know what's going on over there, but I don't want no part of it, and we're leaving. And so I started the car and I left. Something, like the shadow things. Okay, yeah, there's shadow things, but he didn't look like a shadow. Like I know I could see his clothes, and the look it had while it was dancing, was just it was scary because it was just bizarre. And yeah, so that was I don't know if he was part of the shadow realm or what. Or some kind of insane realm. I don't know, but I don't want to know because it was weird. But huh?
It's got your name on it.
Mine. It's probably Morgan's.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I mean, I guess we just came.
For 2 in a minute. Huh?